about Bob Marley. Hi guys, we would like to greet everyone on this lovely day and welcome to our channel iFreak. Why don't we make this day not just wonderful but also a day full of learning and new experiences?
Get up, stand up.
Today we will be talking about interesting things about Bob Marley. Bob Marley was born 6th of February 1945 and lived till 11 of May 1981 and was a Jamaican singer, songwriter, and musician. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video.
Or even try to school you.
Change of name. Bob Marley's original name was Nesta Robert Marley. But his middle and first name were swapped around to preserve his masculinity after a comment was made that Nesta was seen as a girl's name. His birth. This was not the only thing which was noticeably different from his birth certificate. After Bob was born on the 6th of February 1945, it took his mother a while to finally get him officially registered, meaning the date on his birth certificate was incorrect, stating he was born on the 6th of April. In Kingston, Bob Marley was known by the natives as a white boy. This was due to his mixed-race origins being clearly visible in his facial skin. This made Bob feel very alienated, although it was a huge aid in helping him build up his confidence and self-esteem. He didn't stay in school long after a dangerous injury in which a piece of metal flew into his eye. He decided to leave. Palm reader. From the age of 4, it was discovered that Bob Marley could read palms. When Cadella, Bob's mother, first heard of this from relatives and neighbors, she took it as a joke. These palm readings invariably came true, which left his mother quite shaken. Motivation. After being arrested for possession of marijuana, he spent a month in prison, during the time which he met many prisoners that he formed strong relationships with. These prisoners motivated him to write songs with a more political message. His passion. Marley's contributions to music increased the visibility of Jamaican music worldwide.
Stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up.
And made him a global figure in popular culture for over a decade.
From the bottom, let's
A ladies' man? Bob Marley was well known for being a bit of a ladies' man. Throughout his life, he had an involvement in many different women's lives. Several of these women bore him children. He had one main chat-up line, "You wanna have my baby?" Apparently, he had used this a little bit too much. Generous. Once he'd found success, Marley became extremely generous with his money. Having grown up in a poor family in Jamaica, he knew how difficult it was to get by. He decided to put his goodwill into practice by buying houses for friends and supported many of the poor in Jamaica. He wasn't a lover of luxury items, but he did have a BMW. He's been quoted as saying, "I have a BMW, but only because BMW stands for Bob Marley and the Wailers, not because I need an expensive car." His favorite colors? Outside of red, green, and gold, who would have thought brown and beige were his favorite colors? His personal feelings through letters. Despite their many group hangouts, Marley shared his feelings to singer and future wife Alfarita Rita Constantia Anderson through a letter. Tributes. Because the Rastafarian movement's roots stem from Ethiopia, there is a Bob Marley statue erected there. There's also one in Kingston, Jamaica, and another in Banatski, Sokolac, Serbia. Never won a Grammy Award. Like Jimi Hendrix and Chuck Berry, Marley has never won a Grammy. He was awarded posthumously in 2001. His sons have racked up quite a few. Awarded with the United Nations Medal. Marley was awarded with the United Nations Medal of the Third World just before his first trip to Africa. While known widely as a Rastafarian, he was also a believer in Pan-Africanism and gave plenty of praise to Marcus Garvey. The Cuts' redemption song, Zimbabwe and Exodus were rich in odes. The injury which caused his death. The 1977 football injury led doctors to discover a malignant melanoma in Marley's toe. They recommended amputation, but he refused for religious reasons. The tumor then spread, which ultimately caused an incurable cancer that caused his death.
Build your mind on
Death. Bob Marley was already dying when he stood on stage in Pittsburgh that night in September 1980. He had developed a malignant melanoma by this time that he had let progress unchecked for reasons that he probably could not fathom at this hour. He was a man with no time, with a mission that no one in popular music had ever attempted before. In the past few years, he had managed to popularize reggae music that had once sounded foreign to many ears. He wanted to speak for a world outside familiar borders. He wouldn't see that dream fulfilled. He would be dead in a few months. But something fascinating has happened since Bob Marley died 24 years ago. He has continued. It isn't simply that his records still sell in substantial numbers, though they do. It's that his mission might still have a chance. It isn't a simple mission. Marley wasn't singing about how peace could come easily to the world, but rather about how hell on earth comes too easily to too many. When Bob was terminally ill, he wanted to end his days in Jamaica, but unfortunately, on the Germany to Jamaica journey, he didn't make it past Miami. Ever the romantic, he was buried on home turf along with a soccer ball, his Gibson Les Paul guitar, and a bud of marijuana. Pain. He knew the conditions he was singing about. His songs weren't about theory or conjecture or an easy, distant compassion. His songs were his memories. He had lived with the wretched.
And treat you right.
He had seen the down-pressers and those whom they pressed down. He had been shot at. It was his ability to describe all this in palpable and authentic ways that sustains his body of music unlike any other we've ever known. He was only 36 when he passed away.
How long shall they kill our prophet?
So that was the list of interesting facts about Bob Marley. Do you guys like the Bob Marley as a performer? Do tell us what you think makes him unique. If you guys like our content, do give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and press the bell button. That's been it. Thank you for watching. See you guys in the next one.